What did you find?
Stoned drivers. It's one of the back-end costs some are warning the state will rack up if we legalize recreational marijuana. So I hit the roads with Highway Patrol to see if there's any truth to that claim.
Driving high.
One of the indicators is lack of convergence, the inability to cross their eyes.
Has a lot of tells.
It usually dilates the pupils. It raises your blood pressure, raises your pulse rate. Follow this with your eyes, okay? We see body tremors, eyelid tremors.
Look at your feet. Count your steps out loud. Keep your hands at your side.
Your depth perception is off. Your judgment is impaired.
Highway Patrol Officer Trevor Graff is a leading DRE or drug recognition expert.
Would you smoke marijuana about 2 hours ago?
He's trained to determine, based on biological cues, if a person is impaired and with what.
What other kind of medications do you take tonight?
On this night, DPS officers have 3 different drivers in custody, all of them suspected of using marijuana and driving.
We don't want people driving on the road if they've been using drugs, period.
It's an issue of growing concern in a state that's poised to become one of the next battlegrounds in the fight to legalize recreational marijuana. And to Maricopa County Attorney Bill Montgomery, it's one of the back-end costs he says will outweigh the millions in revenue legal pot could bring into the state.
When we have greater availability of a drug, we're going to see more use of it. And as you see more use of an impairing substance, you would expect to see it show up on the roads.
The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reports drug-related DUIs increased in 2012 and 2013, but went down last year. And the state's labs show a slight increase in THC in drivers since medical marijuana was legalized in 2012. But ask DUI defense attorney Craig Rosenstein if legalizing marijuana will cost us on the roads, and you'll get a simple answer.
Nothing. There will be no difference in change. The exact same amount of people that smoke now will smoke after legalization.
And measuring for impairment with marijuana isn't as simple as breathalyzing for a .08.
If they have any amount of THC in their system, they're technically guilty of DUI drugs in the state of Arizona.
Rosenstein says that becomes a problem when regular pot users, especially those with a medical card, get charged with a DUI.
They're not stoned. They're not high. They're not impaired. They are just as capable of operating a motor vehicle then as they are later in the day or with zero.
Officer Graff says he doesn't think he'll see a lot more stoned drivers on the roads if we legalize pot, but he doesn't think we should make it legal. Even medical marijuana, he says, has changed Arizonans' attitudes about pot.
The people that are smoking marijuana, they'll tell you, yeah, I smoke weed all the time. They don't think it's a big deal. Do you want a person that is that relaxed driving a 2,000-pound bullet down the road? That's what it comes down to.
Montgomery told me increases in marijuana-related DUIs in Colorado and Washington should be a warning to us. But advocates point out driving stoned wasn't a law enforcement priority until this year either. There's one thing everyone seems to agree on, though. If it is legalized, we should treat marijuana just like alcohol. Don't use it and then get behind the wheel. I'm investigator Lauren Gilger, ABC 15 News. Lauren,